Module 7. Progressing from intuitive to psychic. Let us recap. The absolute foundation of intuition is feeling. It is the language of the spirit and is natural to all of us. It is something we experience, though do not always pay attention to or notice. It can be a gut feeling, a sudden sense, an inexplicable knowingness. It can be playful or act as a warning. It connects us to other souls and certainly makes life more interesting. It can lead us in a productive direction, and it can cause us to feel wary of a situation or a person. Intuition generally communicates with us spontaneously, though we can consciously access it too, to one degree or another. And it is something that develops when we pay attention to and engage with it. It is always going to remain a bit of a mystery, one that we can explore and become more familiar with, but never fully tame. When we receive intuitive insights and information connected to or on behalf of another person, we are working psychically. Again, the incoming transmissions can be sporadic and spontaneous, or we can consciously choose to switch our intuitive mind on whilst focusing on a particular person or situation. What we receive is never going to be an entire life story. It might be little fragments of information, be they received through sight, sound, sense, or just a deep knowingness. There may be several fragments that can be pieced together, or even something more substantial. Learning how we ourselves interpret intuitive information requires time and experience. Some things we see, hear, or feel will be obvious or easy to interpret. Others will be less so. We need to be permanently open to learning and evolving. Some of the exercises featured earlier in this course help not only to develop intuitive but also psychic ability. However, it is no good wanting to go from A to Z in the blink of an eye. We should be intuitively aware and practiced if we are going to work on behalf of others. And the best way to enhance our intuitive self? By feeling our way through life. Not just using emotions, but being vibrationally aware. For example, we can look at nature, but we can also almost merge with it. We know what it looks like, but how does it feel to us? And music, we can hear it, but can we feel it too? One of my beloved activities is to go walking in the countryside where I live, earphones in, my favourite music presenting a powerful soundtrack to a majestic sight. The whole experience vibrates within me, almost as if colours are swirling around in my energy field. Of course, there are occasions when I am lost in thought and not as engaged, or am walking with someone else and so cannot indulge. However, I have experienced this often enough for it to feel normal to me. So, my first piece of advice is to consciously view the world through switched on eyes whenever possible. Be present. Don't waste time operating on autopilot, going from A to B in a fog of thought about some other stuff entirely. When you find yourself doing this, just bring your attention back to the here and now. Lift your head up and take a look around you. Drink in that which you see. If you have to do it 20 times a day, so be it. You'll train yourself to become more present and therefore in a better position to be open to whatever your intuition is drawing your attention to. Be curious. People watch. Notice little things that others probably miss. Challenge your judgments, especially if they are swift and nothing to do with intuition, and ask yourself what might have led that person to respond to life in the way in which they do. You don't have to agree with them, just seek deeper insight. My second piece of insight is to remain grounded and steer clear of the three-ring circus that is the modern, popular, psychic and spiritual arena. It is awash with drama and theatrics. If we want the world to acknowledge and embrace its intuitive self, and if we want science to take intuition more seriously, exploring and investigating it for the greater good, then we need to stop presenting it in such a ridiculous manner. Of course, many people enjoy the drama and theatrics. They are titillated by the idea of spookiness, or they see themselves as uniquely gifted and therefore special and different to others, or they are attention seekers. Intuition is a natural part of everyday life to be used intelligently. Let us be part of the movement towards its acceptance and utilization for the greater good of the future. My third piece of advice is be prepared for skepticism and don't put yourself in a position in which others can mock you or test you. And this will include people you care about. Intuition isn't a dirty secret, but others can cause you to doubt yourself or feel that you have to justify yourself. Read your audience, and if you suspect that you receive a negative response to your interest in intuition, save your breath. However, do come up with a few retorts that can swiftly shut critics up, just in case you need them. Be informed. Learn a bit about science, because someone is bound to inform you that if intuition existed, science would have proved it by now. Expect statements like, I only believe what I can see, and have a response ready and waiting. How rude that is up to you. Also, don't be surprised to hear the accusation that people like you just prey on the vulnerable. I always ask, is what you are saying an informed and educated opinion based on research and experience, or just an opinion? And if it is the latter, I don't waste my time on them. My final piece of advice is think for yourself. By all means, be open to information from a whole range of sources. Respect those who have knowledge and experience, but decide for yourself what sounds and feels right to you. Never stop questioning. Don't seek a set of beliefs that you can comfortably adopt and that you hope will fit you for the rest of your life. And don't be afraid to change your mind as you grow and evolve. Some spiritual teachers like to retain control over their pupils. But remember, a true master is an eternal student and produces other masters. Be true to yourself. And that brings us to the end of Develop Your Intuitive and Psychic Ability. Thank you for being with me. I do hope that you have enjoyed these modules and that they will assist you in your ongoing intuitive explorations. Bye-bye for now.